I am the architect.
Special guest with you today. Parkville Market has partnered with a Golden Gates bus to provide you guys a golden conversation. It's always about having a conversation, right? Today I have two special guests. I'll let them introduce themselves, actually.
Yes, what's the tea, honeybee? This is your girl, Miss Xio LaBeija, reporting live here at the good old local in Parkville Market.
And my name is Tiana Max. I'm here at the Parkville Market as well. What's up, y'all?
What's up, what's up, what's up? So I talked with a few of the people that attended your event today. They had nothing but great words to say, right? I asked them what's their favorite part and talked about you guys flipping off of chairs, tables,
Yes!
splits, and things they just didn't want to talk about because they said I was supposed to be there to see it, right? What was your favorite part about your own show?
As the host of the show, I think my favorite part overall is just continuing to create safe spaces for our kind. And I say our kind as in the LGBTQ community, because unfortunately, especially us people of color, within our own community, it's very tough for us to find a safe space where they're not trying to make money off of us. They're not trying to, here, Parkville Market has given us a platform where we can uplift our community. We could come together, fellowship. And I think overall, that's just my favorite part every time I come here, is to know that when I step in, I'm going to be loved. When I walk out, I'm going to be loved. And just the atmosphere that we create here. I know overall that's my favorite part. I will say I am biased as well, because then having this one jumping off of a damn stool into a split, this is why I say representation matters, because it's beautiful things like that when we can see beautiful people, our own kind, get together and act the fool.
Absolutely. My favorite part is definitely, I'm not located in Connecticut anymore. So when I get my opportunities out here, it's very nice to be able to come up here and showcase my talents with somebody who's been there since the beginning of me. It's just, I guess, like warming. We all go through our own stuff, but it's nice to come back out here to a safe space with a safe person and show them that I'm a fucking monster. I don't know if I can curse, but I just
So how long have you guys been performing together? How did that start?
Wow.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
So I started drag roughly around 13 years ago. But 12 years ago, on the good old Facebook group pages, there was one page in particular that was, what was it? You know you're a drag queen when?
You know you're a drag queen when. And I had all the girls from around I guess around the world at this point, because I have so many connections from that page still.
Yes.
It was a page where people would just chime in and say, you know you're a drag queen when, and a girl would be like, you're topping your boyfriend and there's a glitter from your leotard and it's not gonna go that far. But
yes.
You know what I mean? It was just,
or even down to the whole basic of like, girl, your eyebrows are given very twister sister and they need to be given siblings. Like but it was even down to that. But 12 years ago, she created that page. We found each other. I was in Connecticut. She was in the good old New York City, right?
You know what's crazy is Xio actually got me my first booking in Connecticut ever. Yes. And I'm still at this place. I still work at Partners Cafe every second Friday for Maxed Out Fridays, and she's there the first Friday for Maxed Out. But she actually got me my first booking in Connecticut 12 years ago.
Yes, it's amazing. It's amazing.
12 years later.
12 years later.
12 years later, and her eyebrows look the same, and I'm so much prettier.
Shut up.
All right, perfect. So that's a perfect follow-up to my next question. What advice would you give to an aspiring performer who struggles to balance their personal identity and their drag persona?
So this one is very near and very dear, very close to my heart, because as a black trans woman who is still an entertainer, I know, it's hard to believe. I went as far as even choosing a different legal name than Tiana, which is my stage name. Personally, I will not disclose my legal name. I don't think that that's necessary, but that separation has done wonders for my brain and my creativity. Knowing that me every day is different than Tiana on a stage has given me the chance to be able to create two different, I don't want to say personalities, I'm not that crazy, but two different creative outlets where, Tiana will think about the intricateness of details of this, that, and the third, where me every day may be like, all right, girl, put them Vans on and sweatpants and get to work.
Is that the Beyonce and Sasha Fierce same feeling?
Essentially, yeah, because Beyonce's her legal name, right. And Sasha Fierce is what she's asked to be called. And I very much align with that because sometimes to protect your sanity, you have to first protect your identity. And I've been around, like she said, for 12 years, so I have focused a lot on that very recently since transitioning. And that's my first thing is to make a separation. It doesn't have to be a name. For me, it might have been a name, but to make a separation, which may be your creativity, your hair, make a separation first before you decide to have an entertainment persona as well as a personal persona. And that's the best advice I could give to anyone. And I'm very happy to answer that because we don't ever acknowledge the imposter syndrome, which is being an entertainer.
Right.
And it's even down to just like the basics when it comes to like, we're professionals and like, I'm a proud Afro-Latina. We have a proud African-American trans woman here. And just to hear our stories out and about, just to be able to speak our voice, you know, outside of drag, I'm a non-binary individual. So to go by they, them, and then in drag, it's like my full hyper feminine side where then I go by she, hers. It's like educating myself to know and be comfortable outside of drag, knowing who I am outside of drag. And just when I put this on, honey,
Okay,
it's
girl.
just literally amplifying it. So it's like, it's a very big importance to be educated enough to be able to speak on both halves, knowing who you are outside of the wig, outside of the makeup.
That's a wig?
No, it's not. Wigs for gigs, honey. Support the local businesses. But yes, but to see our stories and just be able to just go out there, like we need to see more of this. We need to hear more of this.
Perfect. So for that person that we're speaking about, right? Let's say they're watching this right now, and let's say they are 11, and this is a time where you can look into the camera and tell them a message from you to them. What would you say?
What I would say to them is
They're watching you right now, thinking.
every feeling you have, acknowledge it. Everything you want to do, chase it. Every person that tells you no, and I think no is a very important word, but in this sense, every person that tells you no, you can't, tell them I want to. And I mean, I don't tell people to go behind backs, but go behind their back and chase that. I was actually a high school athlete. I played varsity basketball in the state of New Jersey at an all-boys Catholic high school.
And real quick, Tiana used to be known as the drag queen, the drag artist that used to come out with a basketball in 6-inch stilettos and do a whole set of bouncing the ball in between her legs and everything, and then jump on
Joanna
it.
Man, no, that I still can. I still have the costume where I put man on the back of it and duct tape. I still have it to this day.
Joanna, this woman.
But chase it. Do not be afraid of people telling you no. No is not always a bad thing, but you have to pick and choose when you challenge a no. So reach out to somebody that you think has overcome those no's and listen to them, learn from them. You may not be able to learn from everybody. As beautiful as my story is, I may not be the one for you, but don't be afraid to stick your hand out and ask for help.
Education is key. Education is very much key. And there's a lot of the time we get discouraged because we feel like our answers aren't out there. And the thing is no, the answers are out there. They might not be the answers you are looking for.
And sometimes
but the answers are out there. So education, look for the answers. They're out there.
Okay. So I have another question. How do you say, or what do you say to those who claim that drag shows are a form of entertainment and that it should be reserved for only the LGBTQ plus community?
Well, I want to speak on that real quick because entertainment is just entertainment. It wasn't until a cis individual decided to jump into the conversation and start pointing the finger, not realizing that 4 fingers are pointing back.
Wait, I'm sorry. For those who don't know, what is a cis person?
A cis individual is someone who claims
Somebody who identifies with the gender they were assigned at birth.
exactly. Yes. So who?
And you say so a person who identifies as the gender that they were born as.
Yes.
And you said it was their fault that
Assigned as.
Yes.
and it's their fault that what again? Sorry.
It's always a cis individual that likes to jump into a conversation that they don't need to be jumping into. When it comes to the LGBT community, let us speak on us because we're the ones that know us. And a lot of the individuals like to talk about us without getting to know us because we forget to the fact that we're all human beings.
We live this.
So when it comes to
day.
the LGBTQ community and when it comes to performing, it's an art form. The same way you go to the good old XL Center to go watch Disney on Ice, it's those exact same individuals that you will see putting on a wig, putting on some makeup, and going out there giving you a high kick entertainment. That is what it is. It doesn't turn to the left until someone decides to take it to the left. And usually, the amount of those times, it's from a place of ignorance. It's from a place of, oh, they're over trying to, let's leave it there. No, 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 no. That was what the problem is in America, point blank, period. Especially when you're a person of color. They're always trying to throw us in the back. They're always trying to hide us. No, we're the ones that shine. And a lot of the time, from my experience, we're the one that shines bright. So you need to let us do what we need to do, educate and ask us before creating these false advertisements. Because one thing for sure is we're all human beings. We all are a professional entertainer in our sense, in our form, and it's one of those things that we exude what is on the inside of us, which is something that's so beautiful. We create magic. And for people that take that and try to switch it up, that's a conversation that they need to have with themselves.
Maybe, absolutely.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Okay.
Now, from what you've said, I'm assuming that you both agree, right? You did second it, that it's not exclusive to just the community.
No.
Right? Not at all. And so drag, right, like today's performance, should be open to everyone, is what you're saying.
The drag is for everyone. That's the thing. Drag is literally, everyone does drag, and yet no one really knows it.
Acknowledges it.
You're born naked, and the rest is drag.
I literally, the same makeup that I wear and go on a stage, and perform for people and get booked to do this is the same makeup that if I am dating a man is the same makeup I'm gonna go to the bar and go and sit at a bar daytime, nighttime, and hang out with him in. So for me, it's my entertainment value. As a trans woman, sometimes I get belittled because I don't do the most.
Wait,
but what I do is enough.
I'm so sorry, Tiana. Did you say that the same clothes that you wear when you perform?
Not the clothes.
Oh, okay.
Not the clothes.
Okay.
I'll at least cover a nipple. Don't worry.
I was gonna say, I don't know.
I like me a good old Michael Kors shirt.
But the same makeup, you know what I mean? Where it's for me, this is exaggerated because when I wake up and I wash my face, it's not what I look like. Right. But for the same makeup, this is just how beautiful I can appear. But my, I guess, entity is just being beautiful on the outside. And I think people need to acknowledge sometimes your beauty on the outside versus any label that you're gonna give yourself.
Exactly.
Although if you hand me lentil soup and I want a chicken noodle, I'm not eating it.
Okay, so it's something that you said that sparked a good question.
Yeah.
What do you think about people who argue that drag reinforces gender stereotypes and that it's a form of appropriation?
It goes hand in hand with what I said.
Right.
About it's the wrong people having the wrong conversation in the wrong business. Okay. It's one of those things where we are creating safe spaces for creative individuals to come together and create a safe space together to showcase art and to showcase the abilities that a lot of the time from our from what we go through in our generational curses, from our background, are overlooked or looked at as less than. An example, and I'm gonna give you a prime example. I'm proud, and I'm a proud Afro-Latino from Bridgeport, Connecticut. I used to be born and raised in the church. I used to sing, preach, all that good jazz. And the minute that I wore a rainbow bracelet on my hand, that was the minute that I got ridiculed. I got told that I was going to hell, this, and that, whatever the case may be.
How old are you?
Don't ask a lady her age.
No, not now. When that happened,
I honestly feel like I was around 11 or 12 years old is when that was when that had happened.
Years ago.
And just knowing the fear that came behind it, seeing the fear in my mother, where it was like she wasn't educated on something like that, where it's like, oh, my son is gay, my child might be a part of this this community that's going to hell, and then you start educating yourself, especially at the fact that like I knew what we had to go through, I knew what our ancestors have gone through, but to know and educate yourself. To educate yourself and know the people who were in our community doing the work, and yet they were a part of our community. They were a part of the LGBT community, making sure that Miss Rosa Parks is one of them, that she over there, do your research. Do your
I saw a
research.
post about that.
Do your research.
Hold
So
on.
representation matters.
What was Rosa Parks?
Listen, it doesn't even matter what Rosa Parks was. Rosa Parks was a beautiful black woman from a community that knew that it was time to make a change. It should not be based on who she's dating, the color of your skin, where she's leading to. If you are moving from a place of love, and let me repeat that. If you are moving from a place of love, then there should be no problems with your lifestyle, with what you're doing. Why? Because when you exude love, you bring out love. And that's the only thing that's going to surround you is love. As you can see, this is my sister. I've loved her for over 12 years. We're still side by side conquering this world that keeps telling us that we can't be in this community,
Or that we're
not enough, that we're not supposed to be out there. And I'm like, no. We are two beautiful lives that
Forget
have
beautiful.
stories.
You know what we are? We are two genuine human beings who what you see is what you get. What we tell you is it is our truth. And I can say for her the same way she can say for me is that I've watched it. And sometimes for whatever reason, because of stereotypes that people have about people that look like us, is our not even our best, but our effort is not enough. And I'm sick of it because my effort is amazing. And
I have a question. What part of the community do you guys believe is doing the most detriment?
black trans women,
Black trans
women. I don't care what anybody has to say because everybody will ride on our coattails and use the lingo we use and carry themselves and oh my God, yes, girl, yes, honey, oh my God, baby. All of that is what people will.
Wait, are you saying that black trans women are the antagonists?
No, we're not the antagonists.
Oh no. My rich question: who's the antagonist to you guys?
Oh,
Like,
antagonist
what
to
part
me
of
is
the community
actually,
is bothering you guys the most?
And I will say this very freely, and I will look in
Say it loud and proud.
white gay men.
Really?
Listen,
Xio, do you agree?
I agree. And the reason why I agree is because it is all about privilege. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't want to talk about privilege and how strong privilege can be, especially in the community. And when we talk about colorism, when we talk about the fact that when you look lighter than what the two individuals you see across from you, that you see them get all these opportunities, and us two are busting our butts
We have worked
in the
our
back seat,
asses
making
off.
sure that we are creating these safe spaces and still being overlooked. So unfortunately, yes, it does, because down to our conversations, down to our movements, it has always been by black trans women, black people of black and women of color, trans women of color, individuals in our community, and yet all you see is white folk taking all of the acknowledgement, all of the yes, it was because no.
And they'll book us and don't get me wrong, I love my community as a whole.
Yes.
But I think sometimes it's very easy because of stereotypes, even outside of our LGBTQ community. It's very easy for people to look at a black person or a brown person and say, oh, she did this. I have a very bad habit of being late, and I'm never going to lie about it. But I've worked my ass off over the last 3 years to be on time to just about everything. And no matter what I heard for the last 2 years, I was late today, and I'm not going to lie about it. But no matter what I've done for the last 2 years, it's always been, oh, you're always late, you're always late. I was on
It
time
never
for,
stopped you.
I was on time for things for 2 years, and the only thing you have to say is that I'm late, not thank you for coming, not wow, you just drove an hour and a half to get here.
Thank you for being here in one piece. Thank you for coming with everything, especially my coat.
No, your coat is still in my closet, my love. It's still in
Yeah,
my
the
closet.
coat that she's been promising that she's gonna bring me about 3 months.
So I have another question, because it's going to be a white gentleman who's going to watch this and say, how am I the antagonist? Like, what do I do? If
Do you know our history?
Well, they may not know the history, but let's pretend this is the portal that you get to tell them, like, why they're the problem.
You want to know why? At the same time that I have dated men and I've had white gay men who I've been friends with for years tell me, oh my God, if he's sleeping with you, why won't he sleep with me? That's your problem, baby. You will never acknowledge the fact that we are, as much as I love you and as much as I've cherished every moment I've ever spent with you and as much as I want the rest of my life to be you there, you are a man and I am a woman. So this man that is attracted to me and that I am now pursuing a relationship with is you're not even in his league. I know you may have met me before transitioning and you may have remembered my birth name. I need you to understand that is behind the both of us. The same way that I have left that back, I need you to as well. So before you say I'm not the antagonist, remind yourself that you don't allow trans women to date men without calling them gay. And that's a big deal. Maybe we need another word besides gay or bisexual, but for you, calling him
we
gay,
do. We have
let's call them
plenty of letters.
bisexuals.
We do have plenty of letters to figure out where it fits.
But remind yourself that you are calling a man that your trans friend likes gay. Remember that.
And it's one of those things
That's
where
true.
it's like we want to pick and choose. We want to battle whatever we want to battle at the time. And at the end of the day, us individuals, we always try to utilize our voice to educate and let it be known, especially for our trans individuals. If anyone comes up to my beautiful sister and says she's beautiful, no, I'm not going to automatically think they're gay. Hell no. Why? Because what this society has shown me is that if a man has shown interest in a woman, they are looking at a woman. And regardless if you're looking at her as a trans woman or not, she's still a woman. And at the end of the day, you might not understand that. You might not be okay with it. But within our society, if she's going by a trans woman, if she is a woman, it showcases herself as a woman, goes by she, her, you need to respect that. Point blank, period. Because she is a woman.
Okay.
Period.
Now, to the extent of respect,
Yes.
are you saying that? Are you saying that? At what level of respect? Like, explain that more to me.
A level of respect that if you see one of your brothers out in out in one of these blocks, if I'm gonna go pick up some weed, I'm going to my weed man, and one of his boys is looking at my girl and wants to kick it to her. I'm not gonna sit there and be like, that's a trans woman. Hell no.
No.
No. Because
Let me.
he's attracted to
Okay,
a woman.
Okay.
He's
Let me.
attracted to my friend. So why am I sitting here having a whole conversation
I
at
agree
the
with
fact
that.
of
Let me know.
why are you attracted to? No, that has nothing to do with me. You're attracted to her. I'm gonna set that conversation up so that you can have that conversation with her. Why? Because you was attracted to something beautiful. And the thing is our community always has a tendency that they want to pick and choose. You see a woman with a fat ass and you're like, damn. You see a trans woman with a fat ass and you want to sit there and question? No, it's a fat ass.
Okay, really quick. So, see, you're attracted to men?
Yes.
You're attracted to men, right?
Yes.
If it's a woman who was born a woman but is identifies as a man, are you still
trans
be
man.
interested? Yes.
Well, everyone's different.
A woman that
Representation.
identifies as a man is a man.
Exactly.
Now, hold on, because we're going to use the same ideology because you said that you're not going to disclose it because he fell in love with something beautiful. So it doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
Right? Doesn't matter how
Exactly.
the person was born. So let's flip it now. If let's say a woman really is feeling you now, right?
Well, I've had that experience.
Right.
I
Let's say the woman is really feeling you, and she says, "I want to have the same ideology you do." It doesn't matter how what's below, what's whatever. I still identify as what you thought or what you find is beautiful. So what would you say to that?
Let's go on a date.
Exactly.
We go on a date.
If
Take
it
me
sparks
the
up
fuck out.
if it sparks up my interest, if I can see that there's something gonna come out of this, of course. Why? Why am I not? If I'm attracted to a man and this individual came up to me looking right,
Take me out.
take me to the good old Mofongo.
Take me out.
Take me to Mofongo
We
downstairs.
might-
We're in a safe
we
space.
might disagree on something down the road.
Yes.
And, disagreements are, they're normal. They're human. People don't like
Yes.
everything initially. Like, I've met men that I love and they say, oh, I voted for Trump in 2020. Well, you can have a great day. You know what I mean? There are certain things that are non-negotiable to me.
And when it comes
and I'm not going to disclose all of them.
But it also, when it comes to relationships, it needs to be looked at as that. Like, it's not something on a side piece. It's not like this is not a golden token or anything like that. Like, no, this is an actual legit relationship. This is a one human being
Let's
finding
talk
interest
about
in
it.
another human being, trying to create a bond, trying to create something that's gonna go further than this. And it's our what we're known for, the media, to this and that, to always try and label something and always try to, oh, you're gay if you date a trans woman or this. No, absolutely not. Because what they end up, because real quick, before I get into, I have to let this be known. What you do in your sex time
It's personal.
is what you do in your sex time. It has nothing to do with who you are in a relationship with. It does not have nothing. It has nothing to do with where you see yourself in 5 years. If he, she, them sparks up that plug and you want to go ahead and get a quick, you better go ahead and get your,
Better get your
because at the end of the
juice,
day,
baby.
it's just and you could go on with your day.
Okay, let's take a spin on this, right? We're gonna go with a little relationshipy real quick.
Let's do it.
If you found out that your partner, right, got rejected by 50 people before you said I'm interested, right? But it's all before you. How would it make you feel about that partner, both of us?
Now, just like any other relationship, you take a relationship from when you start interacting with that person until you stop interacting with that person. The problem is that people are so dead set on what people have done in their past and what they plan on doing in their future. And I have been in a line of work that, I'm going to say it on this podcast, and I'm not afraid to say it, I've been in a line of work that is not the most admirable to somebody like me. I am a college-educated woman. But I have been in a line of work because I had to live, where when men say, how many men have you been with? You don't need to know that answer. You're here.
You think that, hold on, so if someone's taking you seriously, you think they have a right to know?
No.
Oh, really?
Why?
You are here right now. You found me and you were interested in what I am delivering to you right now.
Right.
Everything that has happened before you could cease, desist, and never even happen by the blink of an eye again.
Okay.
Why do you care? You know why? Because people are sensitive.
When you go to the restaurant and ask the chef
How many meals have you messed up?
No,
how many meals
have you gone to a restaurant and asked the chef where their meat comes from? No, instead you go and you ask for a burger.
Have you asked them how many meals they've messed up in the past?
You go and you ask for a
So why are you
burger,
gonna
you
ask
go
me how many
ask for
people
your
I've been
chicken
with in the past?
tenders.
What's the difference?
To answer your question, I think my next meal is not as important as who I invested for the rest of my life.
But if I'm willing,
honestly
to
speaking,
fix
though-
their meal and never mess up a meal for the rest of our lives, why does it matter that I?
But
messed
also,
up?
honestly speaking, how would you? Honestly speaking, though, how would you know if you're not supporting someone who's into cannibalism and you're thinking and you're trusting someone, you're trusting a restaurant with all your heart to sit here and give you a turkey burger, and instead you're eating your cousin that disappeared a week ago. So let's get into the reality of it, because now it's the picking and choosing for me. It's literally what our community does to us as a whole. It's a picking and choosing. No, if we're gonna keep it true,
What's okay,
we're gonna
what's
keep
not.
it true.
I think that people, and I will say this very, very openly, and I've dealt with very many a man. Men are so interested in what people have done before they get here. Once you get here, you're all that.
So you don't believe the man should basically check the Carfax?
I could tell you my Carfax might be long.
I mean, that's
I
fine,
mean, but that goes for everyone.
I can tell you
As much as you're trying to find out about me, I should be able to find out about you.
which is fair though, right? But do you think that person should have the right to know, like at least?
if I tell you that I have a long Carfax and I'm not happy about it, but this is what I'm looking for going forward, and my Carfax is long because, you know what, my neighbor kept hitting my car coming out the driveway.
What the hell?
You know what I mean? It's like, that's unfortunate for me. I had to park my car here.
If you're making the right moves, if you're doing it for the right reasons,
Yeah.
then there shouldn't be a problem.
Don't be worried about my past if you're my future.
Okay, so that's fine. All right, let me swap this. Let's switch this up, because I think that's an interesting way of thinking about it.
Yeah.
You're not gonna win this one, baby.
I told you, we ready.
You not. I got dumped a month and a half ago, baby. You're not winning this.
She jumped off of a damn stool into a
I'm gonna
split.
feel it in the morning.
Think about it like this. Let's say you buy. What's your favorite cars?
A Porsche.
Okay,
I
Porsche.
drive a Mitsubishi right now. So what's up?
All right, that's big Porsche, right?
All right.
Let's say you buy a Porsche, right? And you save up your money, and then you guys get a business loan, and you're like, we have $20,000 to put down, and we're gonna take the loan on together, right? Take the car off the lot, you sign a contract, because from the surface it's a Porsche, right? It looks good, right? You know it runs it, they're selling it.
I'm gonna stop you right there.
Wait. Let me give you two more seconds. You
They better
drive
be
off
good.
the lot, and you find out it's just a shell.
You're a
Prius.
liar.
Of course, I would be a
No,
liar.
hold on. No, remember
He's
that.
selling you a car with a Prius
Then
under it.
you're the liar, not me. I'm very open about my Carfax. You're not very open about your origin. That's not my fault. If you tell me you're a Porsche and you're a Mitsubishi,
Yes.
how is that my fault? When I told you that I've been in 17 accidents and I've been in 19.
Okay, but to that example, I think that's fair. I think if you do disclose to the person who's willing to invest in you, even if it's not pretty, if you tell them, then I think that's fair. I think that
But you know what? I also feel like on a real point of level, with the life I've experienced, there's conversations for people to be had, and there's conversations for people not to have.
Okay.
What I mean by that, there's certain individuals that will go into the situation genuine enough to want to learn, genuine enough to want to make a next move, maybe see how things go. And then there's individuals that literally, like you said, have that in the back of their mind, where it's, I'm gonna walk I'm
you
gonna
have-
walk into this acting like I'm genuine.
Okay,
acting
but hold
like,
on. Before you finish that sentence, we have to acknowledge that people tell the truth and some people don't tell the truth.
Right.
And that's
if
what
you
I mean.
come
Do
into,
you guys tell the truth?
I
Of
always
course.
tell the truth.
100%. So do you guys know your body count? Like you guys know?
I mean, I don't listen. I lost count at 22, but
Listen,
I'm
but,
not.
but you'll tell a person 22.
I am
Yeah.
very open about my life. My life is
I don't
me.
think 22 is a lot. Now is that? And I don't mean to be too
no,
much. Let me know.
at the age of 22.
Oh, at the age of 22, you lost count. I think it's at number 22. You lost count. All right, then never mind.
So as I was saying,
Listen, I represent for the hoes.
Stop.
If it's,
I think that people
if I
need
lost
to-
the count at 22, I lost the count at 22. Who are you to be judging me?
So it sounds to me like you're not willing to disclose it.
She is at about
No,
230.
Listen,
You
me
disclose the
personally,
number, the actual
I
number.
will disclose my number to someone I genuinely feel that trust with.
What would
And
it
that's
take?
the showing your visibility is the first thing.
I need
Don't show that you
comfortability.
are the comfortability. Don't show that you're feeling some type of way of being in public with me or being around me in
Of
general.
course. Okay.
So
Once you get past that, man.
Once you get past that.
the person's taking it out. Now the person's like, hey, I took you on a few dates. You came over to my house. We're chilling.
But even
What
with
you
that, it depends on how those dates go. It depends on what conversations.
Wonderful conversations.
But
Because
you're-
you doesn't know anything negative. You're gonna put on the best show possible.
Uh-huh.
So now when it's talking, that's how all couple, that's how all relationships start. Wonderful, right? Oh, you this, you that. You talk about your dreams, aspirations.
Now,
And
my
then the
question,
realness kicks in when you sit
my
on the
question
sofa.
will be this: so who's gonna be the first one to bring it up?
Most likely the man. If you're dating a man, it's gonna be the man to bring it up.
So if he brings it up,
Yep.
in that sense, if I feel trustworthy enough, if I know that what I'm investing in
Both of you.
is going to no
Oh, you
what
invested in
I'm
your partner
investing in, because one thing you tend to forget, I'm my own individual,
And I can't be
I'm
selfish.
successful, I have my own car, I have my own business, I travel on my own, I have 2 jobs. So when I want to bust
Yeah,
a move,
maybe
I can bust a
car.
move. So if I want to get into a relationship, it's an investment. So if I want to see myself investing in you, then that's when I will start breaking down those walls. And that's what people don't understand. They feel like they have to throw everything out on the table right then and there. No. That's how these relationships that we see that last so long last as long as they do. Is because of the fact that you should be learning something new about your partner on a daily basis.
Right.
And you should be able to have that comfort that if you want to act goofy, if you want to act up, if you want to go ahead, put some Uggs on with some booty shorts, throw on a clip-on ponytail and a little crop top and come over to me and start lip syncing some Jagged Edge or some shit like that. And I want that comfortability. Once
better be
I
funny,
start
though.
seeing you act up the way that I can, once I see you cutting up the way I'm cutting up, once
That's
I
when
see you,
disclose the number.
if they ask, yes.
No, but what she's saying is that's like an example of comfortability
Well,
between you
that
and your
shouldn't be the
partner.
first what I'm saying is that shouldn't be the first question you ask
I put that
somebody.
first, but I'm talking about 4 dates in. You
But
know,
that's like the question that people ask before people know my birthday. They're like, "How many people you?"
But
slept
I
with?
also feel like in
Right,
the
but you
but
lied-
in the
you lied that
generation
first time.
but in the
Shit.
generation we live in,
No,
how
guys,
look
they
at
ask
how
me
many
something else. I don't even lie
exactly
about nothing.
look at how many conversations and how many relationships there could be, but due to an ignorant question like that, because it can come off
Blocked.
ignorant.
Right? It's super
Block.
But
Block,
no, it
yeah.
can come off an ignorant period. You could be together.
No. Hold on. See,
If I tell you my body count, what's the purpose? For you to go ahead, grab your stuff and leave,
And make
or
an
are you
assumption
gonna
about my body count.
judge
You're
me
saying-
based on me?
if I tell you my body count, that you don't want me to make a decision that you're not approval of.
No,
No.
because the same way that
It's-
somebody might have sold 46 burgers, I don't think you're a chef, but you had to
Right.
cook for a living.
Right, but
So my
you
body
should-
count is the same as that burger. I'm not having sex because I would
That's
love,
like
I
me.
love every person I've
How
ever
many?
slept with.
That's like me asking how many cars you went through, how many houses have you gone
Somebody will
through,
tell you that,
how
not
many,
too many.
you know. And of course,
Right,
I would
why?
tell
Because I'm
them,
not ashamed.
but if it's the right time, the right person, the right reason.
Right.
I don't live my life based off of what you want.
Right.
I live my life based off of what I want. And if I want to give you my body count, if that conversation comes up, then okay, I'll let you know.
I'm not
But if
counting.
You
not,
don't lie.
no,
Never.
there's no reason to lie. At least for me,
Well,
there's
not
no
never,
reason.
but
No.
in the current dating, like current.
There's no reason for me to lie. I've been lied to enough. I've been mistreated enough. I've been put down to die so many times in this community to one of those things where I know what that feeling feels like. And the reason why I am so confident in the person I am today is because I had to process that and I had to move that energy to a place of being confident. So I have no shame in my game. Ask me how many people I've fucked
Not
up.
how wide.
Ask how many people I've had sex with. Ask how many people I've educated. Ask how many people. I could go ahead and stay here for days.
So you guys, I'm assuming you don't ask your partners their body counts whatsoever.
No.
It doesn't matter?
I don't give a damn.
Now, what if somebody's dating strategy is dependent on the track history?
Then they're not in my circle.
Then I'm sorry. Then I'm not the one
I'm
for
sorry,
you. That's what I said.
mama.
I'm sorry.
If someone is
I didn't mean to hurt you.
I'm sorry.
Hold on,
I'm
hold
not
on.
the one for you.
Didn't mean
if
to
someone
make
is trading
you
your
cry.
someone is trading your retirement fund, right? Would you not want them to check the track record of whatever you're going to put your money involved before?
I'm not the one
But
for
I
you.
feel like that's different from a sex
I'm not the one for
count.
you. I'm not the one. No, not even.
We're talking.
Even if it
We're
is.
talking finances and money,
Even
not
if it
how
is.
many. We're not talking about how many
I'm
nuts.
not the one for you. If you're
You gotta think about it like that. Real talk.
Your future
Some
is
the
based on how
guys.
many people. I'm not the one for you, my love. I'm
Exactly. Guys have, and I will say, guys will do it. They do have it easy. You can go to a corner, bust a nut, and boom, call it a day.
Yeah.
But make it. God forbid a woman tried to go and do that. God forbid someone who's
But
non-binary tried to go and do
but
that.
hold on. To say that men and women aren't different. Men and women are clearly different.
They're clearly different. But
No. We're not. Standards that people have set for us are different.
Yeah.
But
Well,
you're
no,
saying
we're not.
men, so you think men and women are equal?
We should be, but our standards are not, and that's why I hate. That's what, or not hate. That's what I don't agree with. I don't agree with that. The standards are different for what a man could do and be praised, and what a woman could do and be like.
And then also, when you're part of the community, that's
We're talking about double
doubled.
standards, right? Double
Yeah.
standards.
And when you're part of the gay community, the LGBTQ community, that's
Quadruple standard,
magnified.
baby. Times 9.5.
okay.
You're not gonna win this one, baby. I've thought about this for a long time.
She said you was.
I got an
right.
answer for everything.
Well, you know what? Because this is a good opportunity for me and the audience, ask these kind of questions because you guys are a tight knit community. My brother and my sister was my brother is currently in the LGBT community, so I know how tight the community can get. So I feel like this is a good opportunity for me to ask these questions in a respectful way.
And I thank you
just
so
to
much for
understand.
giving us this opportunity to be able to just talk. Our voices are very important.
VFX, GFX, logos, and more. What type of editing do you need done?